Hey everybody, I'm Bill, and this is the top 5 things not to do on the PilotEdge online air traffic control network for your flight sim. This list was compiled by sim pilots, real-world pilots, and air traffic controllers to make sure your initial hours on PilotEdge are fun and go smoothly for you, the controllers, and anyone else logged on to the network. This list is in no particular order, but let's get it started with number 1. Don't make your registration November 172 Sierra Papa. If you're new to aviation and just getting started on PilotEdge, the best plane to get started with is X-Plane's default Cessna 172. When logging onto the network though, try to use something other than the default livery registration number November 172 Sierra Papa. I know it's nice to use a registration on the livery of the plane you're flying, but there are several other options that won't make controllers and other pilots roll their eyes when you check in on the radio. You can use the registration of a 172 at your local flight school. You can go to the xplane.org forum and download some new liveries. Or if you're feeling really adventurous, you can design your own livery with the legal registration number of your choice. But trust me, anything is better than 172 Sierra Papa. Number 2, be careful where you load up. Alright, this one needs a little bit more explanation, but when loading up on PilotEdge, make sure that your airplane is not on an active taxiway or runway. If you connect to the network already lined up on an active runway, you could create an immersion breaking conflict for other pilots on the network. Also consider what plane you're flying. If you're in a 172, you're probably not going to want to load up at gate 45. Also, if you're flying a 737, GA parking is probably not a good place to start. Number 3, brevity and accuracy on your radio calls. Controllers on PilotEdge and in the real world are looking to get all of the information that they need in as little words as possible. Try not to use unnecessary words or long explanations in your radio calls. Make sure you know what you're going to say before you say it so you can get your point across quickly. Other pilots on the network will appreciate this as well, so they don't have to wait for your long transmission to be over to make their radio call. And try not to use the phrase "with you." There might be somebody somewhere out there taking a shot every time you say "with you."
With you!
Number 4, stepping on other radio calls. PilotEdge can get really busy at times, and like the real world, it can be hard to get your radio call in. But do your best to listen at the other radio transmissions and find the appropriate time to make your call. PilotEdge splits terminal and en route frequencies, so if you're on the ground trying to get a clearance, the controller might be talking to an airliner on an approach that you just can't hear. Stepping on other pilots' radio calls is going to happen, but to mitigate this as much as possible, just take a few seconds to listen to what's going on. Number 5, fly a plane you're comfortable with. One of the biggest frustrations for controllers on the PilotEdge network are pilots flying planes they're not familiar with. The PilotEdge network might not be the best environment to learn how to fly that big airliner. Take it slow. Utilize the great training tools on the pilotedge.net website and build up to the airliner. There's nothing wrong with starting slow and getting proficient at your radio communications before jumping into more complex planes. Adding live, professional air traffic controlling to your flight simulator changes it completely. PilotEdge's replication of real-world procedures helped get me a private pilot's license in the real world. And hopefully these 5 tips will help make your experience on PilotEdge that much better and everybody else's around you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and also subscribe if you'd like to follow along on some of my flights on PilotEdge. You can also join live on Twitch. That link is below as well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped, and I hope to see you on the PilotEdge network soon. See ya!